Victim service providers and advocates rallying at the Capitol on Monday.
And now the Trump administration's funding freeze has cast a cloud over our progress. Despite a temporary block from a federal judge, many of the critical funds meant to support survivors are still frozen.
Advocacy groups say that President Trump's federal funding freeze has put a hold on their work. Several groups explained how heavily they rely on that money to keep things running.
Our federal funding represents about 29% of our annual budget, and we serve 18,000 people every year. So a third of that is a big loss to thousands and thousands of survivors.
Uncertainty over when and if that grant money will come has caused some organizations to dial back. In response, state lawmakers have introduced a bill to lend a helping hand.
While we're exploring options for boosting state funds to these programs, we'll have difficulty covering the full federal gap. And if these advocacy programs close, Minnesotans will be less safe.
DFL lawmakers say their colleagues across the aisle have been hesitant to talk poorly about the funding freeze.
I think there is a view that we're overreacting or we're hysterical about this. We're not overreacting. This is serious. Programs have already started to make changes.
But some Republican lawmakers still back the bill, regardless of their stance on the Trump administration's executive orders.
The federal funding is never for sure. Throughout many administrations, it has gained and lost and gone back and forth.
Marian Rarick is a co-author on the House's version of the bill. Her support isn't tied to her views on Trump's actions.
What's important is to make sure that victims of violence, whether it be a sexual violence or domestic violence or a victim of crime, that they are supported in their lowest point in their entire life, and that's what this bill does.
Reporting in St. Paul, I'm Quinn Gorham.